I
Jimmy
mean,
blew my mind too, like you. But
yeah,
your resume is strong, bro. Stevie Wonder, Kenny Loggins, Brian Ferry, and one of
yeah,
my favorites,
yeah,
Robin Trower, man. Little Richard,
yeah,
Slash. Come
yeah,
on,
yeah,
Bo Diddley.
yeah, yeah.
Tell me about Robin Trower a little bit, though. I mean, he was
Well,
like,
we my fiance and I just saw Robin about a few months ago,
mm-hmm,
towards the end of the tour here in the States. And man, I tell you, he is sounding and feeling amazing. I'm sitting in the back of the theater and listening and watching and going, my God, I mean, can you get any
I
better?
know, man. The beauty to
And
me,
it was amazing.
to me, Vino, ladies and gentlemen, I call him Vino, Alvino the Great. But Vino, we have different, various names for each other. But
That's
the
great.
the,
It's
the
true.
thing, right, Alvino. The thing
Yes,
that I
yes,
dig
that's
about
right.
Trower, since we're on that subject for a moment, is he was like a Jimi Hendrix inspired
Hmm.
innovator, not impersonator. Because I hate that. When they give me that kind of compliment of Jimmy-esque, and they do sometimes, and I appreciate it. I'm not a Jimi
Yeah.
Hendrix copy guy, as we know, Alvino. And so
Right. No, you definitely not know.
you know what I mean? I mean, I do
Yeah,
what I
no.
do in my own flavor, but Trower as well, with his own style and his tone. Tone's everything to me,
Yeah.
as you know, tone.
Right.
I learned that from
Right.
Billy Gibbons. So Trower's tone and his phrasing and his voicing is just supreme. He's just really, really a good, to me, guitar player that just has that feeling. I mean, is that what you feel about Trower's playing to you?
I played with Trower two different times. The first
Mm-hmm.
time I played with Trower, we were both in Brian Ferry's band, and he was musical director. So of course I was shaking in my boots because here's a guy that I myself and a bunch of folks and yourself grew up listening to.
Right?
So now it's to meet this guy head on. So we're playing, and I'm listening to this guy, and I'm going, wow. But here's another guy who's extremely versatile.
Mm-hmm.
And Trower's background is basically, once again, R&B blues.
Of course.
I mean, he was naming people that I was going like, really?
Of
You know
course.
about that? You know about this one? You know about that one? And the staple guys, and especially in a lot of English guys,
Mm-hmm.
their background is B.B. King
Muddy.
live at the
Of
Regal,
course.
James Brown live at the Apollo,
Oh my God.
and Ray Charles live in Newport. So if you got those three in your library of CDs, MP3s, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you got it all. I played with Travel for 5 years after the Brian Ferry thing, and then
Mm-hmm.
I really got to hear and see what he was about. And no, you're right. There was no thing as far as that Jimi Hendrix thing.
Mm-hmm. My favorite instrument probably today in the blues or anything
Hmm.
else, the Hammond baby. The
Hmm.
Hammond organ.
Oh man,
Whiter shade of pale. Right?
yes, that B3, that
Oh
Leslie,
my
B3 and
God.
the Leslie. Growing up in Chicago, once again, I grew up in church for a while. And
Yes.
what did we have? The V3 with the Leslie.
Of course.
Okay, and that was it. And an acoustic piano of some sort. And that was it. And that's what you heard. You go back and you listen to, Reverend James Cleveland with Billy Preston.
Totally. Let's talk about you as a drummer to me, because dude, I played with some heavy drummers. Cindy Blackman Santana, Curly Smith from Boston,
I'm telling
killer
you.
drummer, man. Both of those guys. Steve Ferroni,
Wow.
as you know,
Oh yeah.
that's my
Oh
man
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
your
He's
style
great.
is very versatile, as all of theirs are too. But you're different from all of those cats. I watched you play with Dave Mason, and I heard you play in the day too when I was in Shalimar and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Right? We don't want
Yeah.
to go too far back when we were
That's
like
right.
teenagers and stuff.
Shalimar,
Yes, and you were in
Shalimar, LTD, the
LTD,
Whispers.
the Whispers, all of that stuff. But your chops to
those,
me are,
those were the days, man.
oh, I wish they'd come back, man. We're
Yeah.
bluesy
I
soul R&B rock chops, right? Or am I tripping?
Yeah. Well, here's one of the things about that. I remember growing up playing all of those things,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to change up my game. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to get away from the kind of funk R&B thing,
Yes.
which I started doing, and I started playing with people like Patrice Rushen,
Yes. Yes.
which lent itself to the more commercial jazz stuff,
Right.
which was still kind of had that funk edge to it.
Right.
But once again, when you listen to the quarter modes, You know, we're talking about forks and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and those big, beautiful, wonderful chords that they use. But I remember in 1990,
Mm-hmm.
I went on the out on the road with Soul to Soul,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
is a whole nother thing,
Oh
right?
God, yes.
And I remember Nile Rodgers came out. We were playing here in LA at the remember the was the Universal Amphitheater.
Of course, love that
And
place, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we were playing there one night, and I saw him, and I played with Chic for a bit too.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't know
we did
that.
the Chic. Yeah,
After Tony
yeah. They
left.
were. It was that way after Tony left, and they were going to do like some dates like down to South America,
Right.
and we did the Tonight Show when Johnny Carson was still on, and
Oh
a couple
God.
other things.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
somebody had recommended says, "Well, you're going to the West Coast. You should call Alvino."
Mm-hmm.
And now says, "Oh, that's right." So we got in touch and he called and we had a couple of rehearsals and we did it. And I had to play the great late Tony Thompson's parts, and it was great.
Yeah, man, he
But
was
I was
machine.
I was talking to Niall and I said, I really want to get into more of the like rock pop kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he looked at me. He said, "Listen, you don't have to change the thing that you're doing, because what you're doing is what people are wanting."
Mm-hmm.
And I went, "Really? What you're doing is what they want." I went, "Really?" I had to say it like 2 or 3 times, and I mean, it worked because after that, I went and worked with Christopher Cross. I went and worked with Kenny Loggins.
Oh
I
my
worked
God.
with Brian Ferry. I went and worked with Robin Trower. I worked with Slash. I mean, we both know Slash.
Of course. Of course. I
And
Blues
and
Ball. I
yeah,
remember.
exactly,
Yes, I remember.
exactly. And then with the Blues Ball, we had cats like Neil Sean coming and sit in with us. We had Steve Lukather sit in with us.
Yes.
I mean, I was looking for you to come in and sit in one day.
Right?
You were.
I was that. Those were the times when I was with. Remember Crown of Thorns with Jean Beauvoir. Remember from the
Okay.
Plasmatics. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we were on Interscope doing our thing when Living Color was happening and that and that.
Oh man.
Remember all that stuff? But
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but coming back to you because I'm talking about you and your style. What I like about you and what I'm dying to really, I mean, to be quite honest with you, I love you and Dave Mason, and I'm a big fan of your work. But I'd really like to play 3-piece with you, though, to tell you the truth, because
I'm ready.
yeah, I'm the 3-piece guy. You know that about me. I mean, I grew up
Yeah.
on that stuff. I cut my teeth on Cream, Hendrix when I was a small boy living in Germany. So those are my guys. And me and Cindy
Yeah.
Blackman were talking about this in detail. To be a good 3-piece guitar player, and I want you to jump in on this, what you think, you have to be a good
Mm-hmm.
rhythm guitar player, Alvino Bennett, because most of it.
Let me interject in that.
Go ahead.
Let me put this. You are so correct, because if you listen to Hendrix, but
Yes.
you got to go back further.
Yes.
Go back further.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Muddy first came to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wasn't born, but I do know that when a lot of those people, blues guys,
Yes.
were playing, there was no drummer.
Yes.
So they had to play
Rhythm.
bass,
Yes.
rhythm, and lead and drums all at the same time.
And keep
And
that
that's
rhythm.
why-
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why that's why it felt the way it felt, because they were doing all that. So then when they added a drummer, they knew how to take what they were doing
Mm-hmm.
away. Like when they were like emulating the drums, they knew how to take that away to let the drummer fill that space.
Totally.
Like one of my favorite records is that was it the folk record that Muddy did
Yes.
with Willie Dixon
Oh God.
and Buddy Guy.
Buddy Guy.
That is, yeah, and it's an all acoustic record. But man, it is like amazing.
Oh, I know it.
And you go back and I listen to like Howlin' Wolf, who's one of my favorites.
Mine too.
I mean, it was like the same thing. It was basically like a guitar, bass, and drums, and all the other stuff was like sweeteners.
I hear you.
So when Hendrix came along, it was like, okay, a guitar player
Mm-hmm.
who had a drummer who was a jazz drummer,
Mm-hmm.
and a bass player who used to be a guitar player.
Yes. Yes.
So all this rhythm going on,
Totally.
and not in anybody's space. And then, wait a minute, and then he gets the band with Buddy Miles,
Oh,
who
God.
was my all-time
Mine
favorite
too.
drummer.
Mine Band of Gypsies. Forget about it. Forget about it. I'm with you.
And I'm getting cold chills as I talk about it. I
Buddy,
mean,
man.
come
Oh,
on,
in his
band of
own
a gypsy,
right. In his
band of
own
a gypsy.
right.